Yeah, no. So Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4 came out Friday. Uh,
The
12.
world is watching. Don't try to put a time on it. Don't do the time release on it. No.
12 Eastern Standard. Uh,
Now you just screwed
so
up. Now you definitely screwed up.
yeah, yeah. No, it was a dope episode. Really enjoyed it.
Dope.
Started making.
Dope.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
Monumental, I
dope.
would say. God dang.
I'd say it was dope. Very few things break the
From the
threshold in my opinion.
from the
Dope
beginning
is like
from the big
awesome.
Monumental's like above awesome and dope.
I don't use that word though. I don't
I
use much.
I know that, but still, I know you don't use words that I say, but all that stuff. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
it
So
was awesome. It was an amazing episode.
from big from the beginning to the end, this
Yeah.
show is awesome. It just sucks that there's two more episodes left. Because I want more of the
I
show.
know. I want this extended. But are we gonna get a episode 7, like the behind the scenes thing?
Most likely.
Oh no. No, that would be no, that would be 7. Yeah, I was right.
It's not gonna be episode 7 within the show. It'll be what's it called? They call it assembled. That's what it's based off. That's what the show is called.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool. I'm really interested to see that one. No, but what was your like big moments that you really enjoyed from the
The beginning and the end.
I liked that middle part. That middle part worked.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong about
That is.
don't get me wrong about the middle. Everything else there, but for me, how I see this is the beginning and the end, and all that stuff.
Did you think he was gonna decapitate him?
What?
At the end when he held up the shield, he's just
I didn't expect that at all.
I thought he was gonna decapitate him. I was like, damn, that's where they're going. And then
Well, no, it's because like you're in that. The thing is about that scene is like it's in the moment, so it's like you really don't like. It's like the fact that it's more. It's not even the fact that he got decapitated. It's more the fact of that final scene, in particularly, that the fact that it's like this is a show on Disney Plus overall, too.
Yeah.
And the fact that you decide to put the 4th episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the ending scene of John Walker as Captain America holding the shield with the blood showing after decapitating the man and all that stuff. Like that, just like, oh wow.
Red, white, and blue.
That
sounded better in my head.
No. It's bad enough this country has a bad reputation as it is. Now you're just making it worse.
That sounded better in my head. It sounded cool in my head.
Yeah, that's of course to you.
It sounded cool when I said it. I'll take it.
Manny, what if I told you everything that you think in your head is not gonna come out right when you say it? I've always told you that. I've always like.
It's like a 63%.
Oh, it's less than that.
Nah, I'm pretty sure
it's less than that.
I don't know. I mean, I thought pigeons sounded.
That's
worked.
The pigeons. The pigeons is an exception. The pigeon is an exception. That one I'm cool with. What you just mentioned is what you just said was totally not needed. Oh, sweet Jesus.
I was gonna say either that or blood looks good in the shield. And I was like, that sounds too dark.
Wait, what?
I was gonna say either that or I was gonna say blood looks good on that shield, but that sounded too dark.
Oh no. No.
That sounded too dark. So.
Both of those are dark.
Yeah, but red, white, and blood is a lot less dark.
No, it's still dark. It's still dark, and that should be said.
It was a dark episode.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like the fact of that image right there, it's like, is so like a rip is not as much as it's gonna hurt people if whoever hears this and are offended by this is such a representation of what people think of America, though. Too.
Hell yeah! Don't piss us off, or we kill you.
And all that stuff, Manny.
What? I was just saying what you were thinking.
But don't say it like that. Come on now.
I'll say it.
Oh my God.
Uncensored. Um,
Oh, stuff. But it's not. It's not even that though. It's not even just that. Also, but it's also with the fact of John Walker himself and all that stuff. How
yeah,
he's not the fact that he's the new Captain America. It's more the fact that he is no Rogers whatsoever.
no, he's
And for
not.
the and all that stuff, like he is like this is not who and who think how and also for the fact of who is Captain America supposed to what he represents as and all overall and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like the fact that you do that in broad daylight around people with phones showing and all that stuff, it's
it's
just like
sad.
I hate you sometimes.
I'll
I hate you
just say
sometimes.
what I thought about this. I'm not saying like it was what you thought.
I know
None of
that,
my
but
representations,
I'm
none
not.
of my thoughts or sayings represent this podcast as a whole. If you want to put that,
Oh, now
like
you want to say that
the
now.
beginning of the episode,
You
the
should have said
beginning of the
that.
episode,
You should have said at the beginning of
none
the
of
topic,
Maddie's
not just
thoughts or
episode.
views. None of
That
Maddie's
stuff.
topics or views reflect those views, those thoughts and reviews of the podcast.
Oh my god.
Oh man. What do you think about his the kill? Not the John Walker kill, the death of the uh not Shadow Star, not Aerostar,
Battlestar.
Battlestar.
I
Yeah,
saw it coming. Like I already knew that like how else was John gonna end up having the serum and lose his mind? Like
yeah.
that was the only possible way. Like
Let the void rage.
I saw that once in episode 2. Like this guy's gonna die, and it's gonna make it's gonna make why Walker is gonna end up taking the serum and go that other route and all
Yeah,
that
go
stuff.
super.
I just didn't expect it the how the death ended up happening,
Yeah, it was crazy.
how he died and all that stuff. Because one it's it was quick, but then again,
It was.
Carly is a super soldier at the same time, so it's like a push like that and the momentum that she was bringing and all that stuff. Yeah, that's believable, but the fact of like he died like that is also kind of disappointing in a way
Yeah,
and all that stuff because it did, like again it did feel quick, but at the same time it was just like I get it where you're going with the deaf and everything like that, but at the same time it's like a shove to a bar to a post to post and all that stuff and everything like that. Though yes,
yeah,
granted, again, super soldier doing the shove and it does cause the momentum and all that stuff of working to do that to can actually do that to a person. But the fact that it like that's the way he dies is just more like, I was hoping a little
yeah,
more something else to it and all that
yeah.
stuff.
It was
But
a
at the
little
same time,
not anticlimactic, but
no, it's not.
it was how to say it. It was sadder the way he died. I think, in my opinion,
Sad as in
not like sad as in like I'm gonna start crying, but like
not
it was like I don't know how to. It was.
the fact that I
I
want an
guess
actual
more.
answer is like you're giving me like it's like the fact of how you answered that was like that's not the kind of answer I'm looking for.
I don't. It was sad. It opposite of happy. Um, it was like it. It made sense, and it was extremely emotional in that sense. I don't know how to say it.
I
It
don't
was an emotional sense.
I
I don't
don't
know.
I don't take it as emotional. That's the thing though.
Well, I mean, he's losing his best friend.
That
That's just like if you got your best friend killed,
no,
or not you got your best friend, but your best friend got killed in front of you.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
like because he almost did. Not really. That's just like losing your best friend. Like that's pretty. That's pretty sad, especially in front of you. Like that's really sad. I couldn't imagine losing my best friend.
Okay.
Because we already know he has a mental illness. Pair that
Yeah,
in
yes,
with the with the super
PTSD.
soldier
He
PTSD with serum soldier
that he
super
took
soldier serum.
that he took right before they went into right before they went into that building. Not the
Yeah, off camera.
yeah, it was off camera. It was after they had that conversation, and
Yeah,
then John had asked him was like, "Would you took the serum?" And he said, "Yeah," immediately. And all that
yeah.
stuff, which
Do you
was
think
like,
he drank it? How do you think he took it?
I don't know.
Did he put in like his Sprite or something?
No,
Mixed it with Sprite or Coke, whatever he drinks.
It was probably
Uh,
an injection of sorts. That's how it work. That's how it works. It's you have to
yeah,
inject it and all that stuff. So he had probably figured out a way to inject it in him.
yeah, and then the pipe, the mon. I not really. I'd say they kind of showed it before, kind of like when he throws the dude to the door, kind of the first time. But the
Yeah,
big
that's the
pipe
first.
bending thing was
That's
really cool.
yeah, that's the first thing you notice when you know that he took the serum is when he throws dude off
Yeah,
through the staircase, down below the staircase. Like
yeah,
some say it could be like there's actually like a couple things that people say, and that's somewhat reasonable. One is when goes through the door and breaks the glass of the door. That's kind of believable in a way that he took it. The second one
yeah,
is when tossing the shield and it gets stuck on the wall on the thing and all that
yeah,
stuff. That's kind of also believable in a way and all that stuff. But you also have to know even a regular throw can do that still because it's a vibranium and
yeah.
the shield is made of.
Super
So
light
so
and pretty strong.
those two can like somewhat drop the hints in a way.
Yeah,
But the scene of when he throws dude
the
out,
pipe.
not before the pipe, before bending the
Oh, the
pipe.
door thing.
Yeah, like no,
Yeah.
literally like when he tosses him across the staircase.
Oh, okay. Okay, I understand.
That's the definitive point of knowing like yeah he took the serum because there's
Yeah,
no way because yeah he took the serum because the other guy has the serum and there's no way he could have thrown him that far
yeah,
and all that stuff.
yeah. No, I don't think so. Maybe. I don't think so. And then the arm thing that was pretty cool.
Oh how
When
oh
she like disabled the arm.
Ao took out the arm and all that stuff.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
cool.
tight. That was tight. Then you got Zemo tricking the little girl. He didn't really trick her.
He didn't trick her.
Yeah, kind
He just
of. Not really.
it's not even a trick. It
He
was
was,
just more the fact of him giving, like he said, it's him gaining leverage and all that
yeah,
stuff. He's
that
playing.
was cool. Really cool to see him do. I thought it was interesting. Like, you didn't think so? I thought it was good character development.
It's an interesting scene.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was cool. I love the Zemo scene,
You make it
especially when he kind of dips.
no, because you make it sound like it's like, oh, that's cool. It's something I might want to do and all that stuff. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh no, 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 no,
What?
no, definitely not, definitely not. And then the scene where he dips in the big fight scene is hilarious.
No, that was like so easy to catch. Like that fool left. That fool dipped.
Yeah, he pulled an El Chapo. That scene was so funny when Falcon said he pulled an El
Pulled
Chapo.
an El Chapo.
So hilarious. That was so hilarious.
He pulled an El
Um,
Chapo.
I'd like to see him get out just soaking lit. That'd be hilarious. And like that's where it picks up.
Nah,
And I'd like to see where he came up too. Wonder where he took.
we'll find out next episode, most likely.
Yeah, we'll see. So that's really cool. I'm
Though
excited to
for the
see where they
fact
go.
for the fact I do believe next episode, this Friday's episode is more we'll get it's like a flashback story for Walker in particularly.
Oh, okay.
It's like similar to like WandaVision when they did Wanda's backstory. But I think
Yeah.
it's not going to be the whole episode. It's like it'll be some back and forth like between
Oh, okay. Like the
John.
Zemo escape, how it was like the flashback, and then also it was Bucky talking to Falcon about it, kind of like that. You think?
No, not like that.
Oh, no, you said back and forth, so I thought.
No, not like that kind of back and forth. More of like
Oh, okay.
some scenes are Walker's past, his actual past, and all that stuff that led him to who he is right now. That's pretty much leads him up to where he is right now, and all that stuff. But also
Oh, okay.
we're gonna get scenes in current time of what's happening after the recent episode and all that stuff. I feel like that's what this week's episode might intend to and all that stuff. I just don't know the balance of what that's gonna show and all that stuff. The door Mirage scene was the fight scene was amazing, also and all that stuff. And
Yeah, that was
all
really
that
cool.
stuff. I like the fact of how they show like the door Mirage is like the most powerful group.
Yeah,
You can't mess with like you literally can't mess with them. Like even if you try to be all coy and try to be like all like a cocky bastard at the same time and try to like
yeah.
reason with them. Um,
Uh,
though at the end, I do like the fact of like the Dora Milaje, the one soldier just literally like flips the shield, gets the shield, how she just gets the shield.
Oh yeah, she kind of
I was
holds it.
like, you
She's like,
got
drop it.
like, dude, you just got like, you got served. Like that's what happened. And then like at the end of that scene, he's like, they're not even super soldiers. Like, well, no,
Yeah,
duh. They're they're Dora the
you're so bad.
Milaje. They're the Dora
Bro,
Milaje.
bro,
Like, what you expect and all that stuff. And all that stuff.
that
Like,
was hilarious.
did you really think that you were gonna take him down? Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought. That was hilarious though. And she de-armed him literally. Then the Falcon kind of fight was kind of cool. Falcon fighting was tight. It was good to see him in the suits again. Also, when they went to the
Yeah, I don't get why they
hospital
went back.
thing.
I didn't like at first. I didn't understand why they went back in suits. They went back in their costumes.
Uh, I didn't think so. I didn't understand it either, really. Like, I don't think they had to do it, but it was still cool to see him in the suits. But I mean, they could have been in civilian clothes. I'd have been perfectly fine with that. But it was still cool.
The scene of
Zemo's jacket is tight.
this, yeah, that's yeah. The
Yeah,
the scene when Carly calls Sarah Sam's sister. That one was
that
that
was
was awesome.
crazy.
That was awesome scene.
Yeah,
That was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I did like the line from Sarah when she was like saying like the world doesn't represent what my America is, so why should I represent support its mascot? I was like,
yeah.
damn, like that's one way to knock down Captain America. Captain. I was dying. I was like,
Yeah.
damn. I was like facts, but true. I was like facts, but funny at the same time. At that was awesome. That was an awesome line. Um, what else was there? 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 Oh, the beginning because I never got to talk about it and all that stuff.
We did.
We didn't talk about the beginning. So that
Yeah.
that whole scene till it got to that from Wakanda to back into right where the ending right where the ending happens. That whole scene, amazing, and I need to watch Black Panther again for like five more times and all that stuff because that just reminds me how much I love this. I love that movie.
That wasn't in the city, right? That was like outside the
Outside,
city,
it
right?
was outside the city of
Okay.
Wakanda. And it's still in Wakanda, but it's just outside
Yeah,
the
yeah,
main
but
city.
outside the city, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, just making
and all
sure.
that
I
stuff.
thought so.
And just the fact of just seeing Bucky fight the whole Winter Soldier program when AO
Yeah,
is giving out the words in Russian because she is saying it is in Russian. She was saying them in Russian, too,
yeah.
and all that stuff. And the fact that he's like like you notice the struggle because you're seeing not only because you're seeing the struggle, and this is why I love the MCU so much. The fact that it's when he's trying to fight it, you're getting the scenes from the previous movies and all that stuff, particularly like Winter Soldier and all that stuff, and all the other stuff he's done from out of other movies that he talks about and all that stuff. Like you see him fighting that and all that stuff, and try to remind him, let him know that he's no longer that and all that stuff. He is Bucky and all that stuff, and just seeing him struggle with that and all that stuff, and find. But at the end of it, when she finishes it, like he's no longer controlled
He's in
by that, and
complete
like
control.
he's complete control of himself and everything, to
Yeah,
a lesser degree and all that stuff, and because like he still
yeah.
has and all that stuff, knowing from the other episodes, the first episode. But it's just like that whole thing, and I was just like, it just reminds me so much of why I love why I love the MCU and why I think Bucky's just an amazing character, too. And then jumping into that scene, right where they left, pretty much right where they left off at the end of the last episode, and then they're like how she's upset for the fact of Bucky and all that stuff after what they've done for them and for him and everything like that, taking out the person that pretty much killed T'Chaka and all that stuff, the last king of Wakanda, and all that stuff, because we still don't know how the timeline fits now because of Chadwick Boseman's death and everything like that. So we don't know how we don't know how that works out because this was shot, I want to say, before his death, if I remember correctly. So,
Was
and
it?
yeah, because this show was originally supposed to come out last year
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
and all that stuff. Um, and then seeing, and then just like, and it gets to the part where this Bucky just ends up speaking Wakandan to about bringing it back. I was like,
Yeah,
God damn, This is
He
so
knows so
awesome.
many languages.
Like, this is so cool.
I mean, it makes sense that he knows Wakanda. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course it makes
He's
sense.
well versed.
But the fact of like he just instead of just like saying it in English, he just bust out Wakandan and all stuff because she was if I remember
She
correctly
was speaking English to him.
most of the time, yeah, in that scene
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
because you had, I think, because the Walker and Falcon was there.
No,
Because Falcon
no one was
doesn't. No.
no one was there. It was
Oh,
just
this was
him.
in the alleyway. Yeah, this was in
Yeah,
the alleyway.
yeah. This was in the alleyway.
Does anybody else know Wakanda?
Like speak
Other
it?
than yeah, that we know of.
No.
No.
Outside of Wakanda, no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And all that
I was
stuff.
wondering.
Only it's as of right now, from what we know, it's only Bucky.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And I could be wrong on that, but
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But that's
Because
how it flows.
he was like one of the only ones that spent time there, right? Didn't Steve Rogers spend time there? I think.
He's technically he's like pretty much what we know of, like the only outsider that has actually spent a decent amount of time in Wakanda.
Yeah. Okay.
And all that stuff. And like I said again, we could be wrong on that again, but that's
Yeah, we could.
and all that stuff. But that's where we learn more backstory, and all that stuff about other things and all that stuff.
We're not professional.
And everything.
We're professional.
But yeah, that whole scene in general was just amazing. And again, the like I said, the like the two everything else, like everything in the episode is fine. But like I'm saying, for me, it's the beginning and the end, and all that stuff. And all that stuff. The beginning more for the fact of we're back in Wakanda. We're getting something that happened literally right before Infinity War. For this, and it's just only and like learning more about what happened with how Bucky's transition coming out of the Winter Soldier program, how did that affect him in a way and all that stuff too, and for that stuff, and then of course the ending is more of the ending for the fact it's just the fact of like John Walker is not the Captain America we all knew and loved back then and all that stuff, and this is not what Steve would want it and all that stuff and everything like that. This is not who Steve would do with the shield and all that stuff too. All that stuff. But also one thing about the episode overall though, we're also learning for the fact that and it's everyone I think most people will probably notice it, but I think if this episode hasn't confirmed it, like people should know, like Sam is meant to be the next Captain America and all that stuff. And this episode kind of also proves it mostly.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, like and everything like that. One for the fact of him talking to Carly and all that stuff, he made the decision of instead of going to Carly first, let's talk to her first and see where this goes. And how else John Walker was like, no, we need to get her now and all that stuff and everything before it gets things worse. Like, hello, no, her freaking I guess you can say adoptive mother in a way died just now and all that stuff. She's not gonna. The best thing to do is just talk to her, reason all that stuff, and not do anything and all that stuff.
Which it almost worked.
Yeah, which did almost work until John with his PTSD
busted in.
I make that sound bad. My apologies.
With his PTSD.
My apologies. My apologies on that. My apologies. Because he was anxious, if you notice.
Yeah, he really was.
He really was anxious and all stuff, and that's because of his PTSD also and all stuff.
Yeah,
and I don't mean to
wanted to get this done,
and I don't want to make that sound like it's horrible as it and all that stuff, but it was just that's what led it to make him. Okay, I can't do this. Let's go, and all that stuff and everything like that. And then
when he barged in,
and it just comes in and all that stuff, and it ruins everything and all that stuff. And the second thing about that and all that stuff is when Zemo asks him about was he ever offered the serum? He said no. And then when he asks him, would you ever take it? Immediately Sam says no and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then but also that also shows that Zemo actually has some respect for Sam for him not taking it and all that stuff and everything. And but also right there, that lets you just knows more. Like though Steve took the serum and all that stuff and everything like that you also have to, like, again, this also comes back to the episode of Zemo
morality
and Zemo talking about how people who want the serum have supremacist ideas, which is actually true in a way and all that stuff for that stuff. And that's just not just taking the serum and all that stuff. That's like taking any kind of enhancement in general in a way, all that stuff, and all that stuff, because it can lead you to doing something that's more of a supremacist way and instead of a passive way, I guess you can say, and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and then of course Steve is the exception of that, but there hasn't been anyone like Steve and all that stuff
Yeah.
in that situation and all that stuff. Um, Sam is all technically that exception, but he's not going to take the serum because and we already
Yeah.
know that and all that stuff. And then it's like people can, and then people can say like, well, Bucky took the serum, but you also have to remember he was mind controlled most of that time
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So it's not him taking the supremacist ideas. It's more the fact of he is going by Hydra supremacist ideas and all that for that stuff and everything like that. And he's still pretty much technically trying to still has to relive that stuff and everything like that because he remembers it
Yeah.
all and all that stuff and everything. So it's like that happened to him by force and all that stuff
Yeah.
overall. And everything. But it's like it's again, it's like it showed, like I said, this if anything of this episode shows out of everything else, it does show for the fact that Sam is meant to be Captain America. And
Yeah.
I do hope by the end of this the end of all of this, we do see him finally take the mantle and all that stuff with the shield and all that stuff. Whether it be, honestly, if it's not like in the last episode and it's like the final scene, I am totally fine with that. In all
Yeah.
honesty, because I don't feel, and
I'm
also,
perfectly fine with them leading up to this in a future installment as well.
well, because like
I'm perfectly fine with that as well.
I think it's just more of the fact, like I feel like it's gonna happen. I just don't know how
Yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff in this show. Um, like I said, if it just somehow just ends up with him, just like it ends the show with him having it, and then he like finally takes the mantle and everything, that's totally fine and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And then hopefully,
You
like
think he'll get a more Captain America-ish costume? You think that'll happen or no?
how it shows in like his representation of it in the comics.
Not necessarily exactly the same. Like, but like, see, say maybe the same costume, that V looking thing, but like the red, white, and blue, maybe, or
Oh, like his current costume in the
yeah,
show.
yeah, like maybe it's his current costume, just change the colors or something. You think we'll get that or no?
Probably not. I think maybe I wouldn't be surprised if he just keeps the costume he currently has and just adds the shield to it
Oh, okay.
and everything. Or maybe the design is the design gets little tweaks here and there to it.
Maybe you get like an A or something.
Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Okay.
And all that stuff. I don't think it's gonna like you're gonna get a whole. I don't think there's gonna be a whole costume redesign to it and all that stuff, in my opinion. And all
Yeah.
that stuff. And that's for the fact that he had that already since episode 1. I feel like him. I think that costume best represents it in a way. But and then probably like a few design tweaks, maybe, and all that stuff, maybe here and there,
Yeah.
all that
Okay.
stuff. But other than that, I think that's fine.
Yeah. That makes sense. Um, you think he's keeping the wings, right?
Of course,
Cool. You think the wings are gonna get? Are the wings different colors?
yeah.
And like right now, the new ones.
These ones, yeah,
Yeah, there's like a grayish, right? Like a
they're
darkish gray.
they're different from when he had them previously. During like the
Because
movies. So his is
wasn't the
more.
previous one like a maroon,
It
right?
was a gray.
It was a gray. Okay.
They were more
The new
gray.
ones.
They're more gray. And I think maybe a hint of some colors. I don't remember. I have to remember. I have to watch Civil War again to remember that because that's the one. That's I know when they had a more. They were a little more different from Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
These ones now they're more the wings when they're out. You have like a white with a red to it and all
Oh,
that
okay.
stuff. It shows it more noticeably when in the fight scene. Or even in the first episode too. But I like I said, like how the design, how the suit looks now, even when they showed it like in a concept art show and all that stuff and all the pictures, promo pictures, I feel like that suit's gonna get kept and maybe a few tweaks here and there, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like honestly, he just needs
Uh,
a shield and he's good, really.
you think we'll get the Patriot at the end of this or no? You think it'll set up for that? It'll just set it up.
I think it's more set up, but I don't even think like how this, like I said, we have 2 more episodes and all that stuff. The fact that he is already mentioned in this is fine and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't unless there's going to be some scene with Sam and Isaiah talking and all that stuff. That's the only other thing I see where it's like it sets it up. But right now, from what it shows, like it's like he is this disgruntled kid, not disgruntled, but
Yeah,
like I think he knows about his grandfather's past and all that
yeah,
stuff, and he's like kind of like upset about how he's been treated and all that stuff, and most likely like this is probably gonna be something that's gonna take time for him to like make whenever that time comes of him becoming patriot. But other than that, I don't know where else to put him in for the rest because we have 2 more episodes left on this, and it's gonna be interesting on what's gonna happen.
yeah, yeah. Do you think this sets up anything else like Torres or Miss Carter?
I won't know because like there are so the options are like so Torres becoming the next Falcon is a thing, could be a thing. The thing is though, we haven't heard from Torres in the since
This last episode,
episode
we heard about it in episode 3.
3.
Yeah, he was talking on the phone with him
Well, on the phone, but not in person though.
in person. I think episode 2. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it's like, so there's like there'll probably be seeds planted.
yeah.
So there's some way of that happening. Another thing with Sharon, the question about Sharon is more the fact of if she's the power broker or not. So she ties in with the power broker in a way.
Yeah.
So we got to find out where that goes and all that stuff. Because the one thing about Sharon in the comics, in particularly, because like the thing is about the comics, Sharon does end up is with Steve Rogers in the comics and all that stuff. Another thing about the comics also is she
You
actually
think that's weird? I feel like that's weird.
no, it's
You think
not.
she's pretty weird?
No, it's
Because
not.
she's like, damn, you were almost like my double great grandma. Like now
No,
you don't think that's weird?
no. Are you saying that in the comics perspective or in the MCU perspective?
No, I'm saying if they did that in the MCU perspective, not in the comics perspective.
Still no.
You don't think it'd be weird? Okay.
Still no. I don't think it's weird at all. In all that stuff. I really don't. In all honesty. Um, both comics and MCU perspective views the way of how they show how they're shown and all that stuff. Oh, what I was going to say in the comics in the Civil War, well after Civil War, actually we find out that it was actually Sharon under like hypnosis, not hypnosis, but under someone's powers, was the one that killed Captain America in the end of Civil War and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
But they're still they still get together. She does deny the position of being the leader head of Shield in the comics and some other things. So it's like there's here and there hearsay and there's of what could happen with in the show MCU wise.
Yeah.
For that. So it's gonna be interesting because like here's the thing about this. Like I will not be surprised. Because we still also don't know we still gotta figure out what's gonna happen to Zemo also. Um there's also the rumor of the one rumor that's like an actual theory right now is the fact that Thunderbolt Ross has some play in this some way. And that he can end up forming the Thunderbolts, which is
Yeah.
like his version, like his group of people and all that stuff that were mostly consist of villains.
Which
Um,
includes Zemo.
Zemo is one of those members in the comics, so that could be a thing right there. Um, though I'm trying to figure out how that connection might be with Thunderbolt Ross, because the one thing about it is Thunderbolt Ross is in Black Widow, but so the theory could fix there, but that was only for the fact that Black Widow was supposed to come out before Falcon and the Winter Soldier, too.
Yeah. Isn't
So,
he gonna be in She-Hulk as well?
as far as I know, from casting, no. From what's been cast so far for She-Hulk, he has not been brought up
Okay.
and all that stuff. Um, and all that stuff. So there is that, but there is that play right there for Zemo. Though, like I feel like he can be end up it can end all this over. Zemo end up escaping and all that stuff could just lead to a full fledged Captain America movie with Sam being Captain America and all that stuff. That'll probably be down the line though, after phase 4,
Yeah,
like phase 5 in a way.
yeah. That'd
Um
be cool. Like Sam hunting down Zemo, maybe,
or
or
it's
Sam and Bucky.
or like
Just Sam.
Zemo's doing something that's not good and they have to get him and all that stuff.
Yeah,
They
that'd be cool.
and all that stuff because since he's now no longer in prison. Unless depend, but
Yeah,
like I said, that all depends on how the show ends overall, on what could
yeah.
happen.
If he dies, if he goes to prison.
I don't think he's gonna die overall.
No, I don't think so either. But it's
I know. I'm just saying. I know you because you just said it, and
yeah.
you just said it, and I'm just like, I don't think he's gonna die. I don't. Zemo's not gonna
No,
die in this. All that stuff. You
I
can't.
I can imagine he maybe going to Wakanda prison. That'd be tight. Maybe like the Wakandans are like, nah, we're not gonna take any more chances, and they take him to their prison. That'd be kind of cool. Um, it'd be interesting. I
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. That I don't even know if Wakanda has prison or jail systems. Do they?
Yes, they do. It's a kingdom.
They do.
They have
Okay.
something.
Yeah, but I don't know.
There. It's a highly
I,
sophisticated technological city, and you don't think there's a freaking prison system in there?
to be honest, I don't even think any bad things happen in Wakanda. It's like
I think there
when I
is.
see Wakanda, I don't even see
Yes.
like criminal activity. I see like everybody's like cool.
Well, yeah, because we don't know the whole aspect of Wakanda in general and all that
That's true.
stuff.
It could be like a dark side, I
So
guess.
far, like Wakanda, from what we know, have been more international stakes and all that stuff. One for Ulysses Claw because he's the one that got into Wakanda, and they try to find him.
I don't know why when you said Ulysses, that you were say Ulysses S. Grant for some reason. I don't know why.
You need to get your mind out of American history right now, okay?
I've been having to study it.
And and then of course the second person they need to get is that has Wakanda issues is Zemo because
Yeah,
he killed the previous king
yeah,
and everything. So it's like they rules the world, the United Nations, I guess, in a way, governments and all stuff doesn't affect them and all stuff. As you remember in the scene, the Dora
yeah,
Milaje has jurisdiction wherever they please and all that stuff.
yeah.
And that might be come into play in the MCU in a whole maybe, but that depends on Black Panther 2 also when that movie comes out. And so it's like there is somewhat of a like if you're guilty something's going to happen in Wakanda, especially
Yeah.
if you mess with Wakanda and all that stuff. Um and everything. So I was like I feel like there'll be something there. All that stuff.